Diddy was running some kind of Epstein type deal where he was filming everybody. Genuinely love it when someone like Diddy gets caught, though. I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right?
I was never at Diddy's party. I don't even know the motherfucker.
We're out
I
here.
don't want to know nobody.
Telling jokes.
Joe Rogan just dropped a comment that sent the internet into overdrive. This time, he's pointing at the strange silence surrounding Ellen DeGeneres. With the Diddy scandal dominating headlines, many people are asking the same question. Why does no one seem willing to connect the dots? Ellen's name keeps surfacing in these conversations, yet it's brushed aside. When federal charges hit, online sleuths went to work. Old clips resurfaced, and interviews once seen as harmless suddenly felt unsettling. That's where Ellen re-enters the picture. Fans began replaying moments from her show featuring Dee, noticing how relaxed and familiar the energy felt, laughing about parties like it meant nothing. Now, those moments don't feel so innocent. The tone has flipped. Jokes are being rewatched like hidden signals. Rogan added that Ellen isn't being questioned the same way others are, even though those conversations were public, recorded, and unusually comfortable. To many viewers, they now feel like small clues in a much bigger story.
All right, we're back with Sean Diddy Combs. Is it Diddy today? Because sometimes you're Puffy and sometimes you're Diddy. Or sometimes you're Daddy. What are you today?
I'm so confused today with it. As long as you say it in a nice way.
All right.
Just like,
Yeah.
When you stop and really think about it, the silence around all this feels louder than ever. People wonder, is it bad timing or fear keeping everyone quiet? Things get stranger, recalling how Ellen's show ended after a massive toxic workplace scandal. That wasn't just a headline. It flipped public perception of her overnight. Soon after, Ellen and Portia moved to the UK, citing US politics. But many saw the timing as a signal, not a lifestyle change. That's why old footage and interviews keep resurfacing. BuzzFeed's explosive report exposed claims of intimidation, racism, and fear backstage, shattering the Be Kind brand. Executives were fired. Ellen apologized, yet debates raged on. Was it a few bad producers or the whole culture? Her explanation divided audiences, and her once clean image never fully recovered. The show continued for a short while after the scandal, but when Ellen finally ended it, she said it was because the show no longer challenged her. Fans didn't buy it. Many felt the trust had been broken and never fully repaired, no matter her efforts. That's where Joe Rogan's perspective shook things up. On his podcast, he highlighted something everyone overlooked for years. He said it's wild how so many celebrities casually joked about Diddy's famous parties, treating them like status symbols. Back then, people laughed it off. But now, with everything coming to light, those old jokes don't feel innocent anymore. The context has shifted, and suddenly, what once seemed playful carries a darker edge.
What are you holding there?
I'm holding my package.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it.
Rogan didn't hold back, calling out big names like Ashton Kutcher and others who openly bragged about Diddy's wild parties like they were exclusive badges of honor. Then, he pointed out what most missed. One of the biggest stages for those conversations was Ellen's show. His point was sharp. How did A-listers joke about these parties on national TV, laugh it off, and still claim they never saw anything? Current allegations tell a very different story. One clip keeps resurfacing from Ellen's 2018 interview. Diddy teases her about missing his parties, mentions the real fun starts around midnight on the top floors, and Ellen laughs knowingly. That reaction feels like an inside joke only a few understood. Fans replay the moment endlessly, convinced there was more behind the smiles. Rogan's insight made viewers rethink what seemed like harmless banter for years. This moment matters because it highlights what keeps getting skipped. Joe Rogan finds it strange that Ellen's name is rarely pushed into the center of the conversation. She hosted Diddy multiple times, and those party jokes weren't random. They showed up again and again, treated like harmless banter, never challenged. As usual, the internet dug deeper. Old clips resurfaced, including a 2002 late-night interview where Diddy joked about locking doors at his parties. Back then, it sounded like shock humor. Today, it lands very differently. Once those clips circulated, the question shifted fast. What did Ellen actually know, if anything, and why has she stayed silent? Fans also resurfaced a 2016 tweet where she gave Diddy a playful nickname, reigniting debate. Add clips of her dodging questions and appearing uneasy, and the silence only made the situation feel more suspicious to the public.
As you may have heard, this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. And then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected. I know that I'm in a position of privilege and power, and I realize that with that comes responsibility, and I take responsibility for what happens at my show.
Joe Rogan kept it simple but sharp. If you've invited Diddy on your show repeatedly, laughed about his wild parties on TV, and reacted like you already knew the inside jokes, the public expects you to speak up when things get serious. It's not blame, it's accountability. Silence makes it look worse. Rogan said, once you're part of the conversation, especially on camera, you can't act like you weren't there. Ellen's quiet response, along with other big names, is what made this so suspicious. Her workplace scandal adds context. Former staff described fear and pressure backstage, a dynamic that mirrors patterns in elite celebrity circles. People rewatch old clips, noting every smile, joke, and interaction differently. Even moments like Ellen confronting Diddy about Chris Brown in 2009 now feel contradictory, leaving the public questioning her silence today. When Ellen's workplace allegations spread, former staff described a toxic environment, tense, intimidating, and emotionally draining. The internet quickly called out the contrast between her on-camera kindness and behind-the-scenes fear. Then came another layer. Ellen and Portia sold their Montecito mansion and moved to rural England, citing U.S. politics. Fans weren't convinced, seeing the timing as suspicious with Diddy's scandals exploding in the media. Rumors escalated, even falsely claiming an arrest warrant linked to her late DJ, Stephen Twitch Boss. Fact-checkers debunked it, but the speed of the story showed how the public latches onto anything that fits a darker narrative. With her image already cracked, every rumor sticks harder, and Ellen's name keeps trending alongside Diddy's. Even in her Netflix special, she acknowledged it, joking that the Be Kind girl wasn't always kind, showing just how inescapable the narrative remains.
There was always so much East Coast, West Coast shit that's still, like, in the zeitgeist, you know, like with Biggie and Tupac, and they were all hating at each other, and they both got killed, and there was a lot going on. And then there's people that thought that Puffy was involved and Suge Knight was involved.
What grabbed attention in Ellen's Netflix special wasn't just the jokes, it was her tone, talking about ego, exposure, and how hate often feels louder than love hit differently for viewers. Some saw reflection, many saw deflection. It felt like she was still processing backlash rather than fully owning it. Then a viral twist made headlines. NFL star Aaron Rodgers compared her old set to Epstein Island's architecture on Rogan's podcast. Rogan shut it down, calling it coincidence, but the mention shows how far her reputation has fallen. Clips, old headlines, overseas moves, and Diddy's scandal are all being stitched into a bigger narrative online. Fans note her half apology, dodged questions, and body language, questioning why she seems treated differently. Even now, her influence and connections keep her shielded, while Rogan's voice challenges the silence others maintain.
What time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock.
This topic keeps exploding because when someone finally questions the untouchables, the internet pays attention. Rogan's podcast turned a spotlight on Ellen and others, and suddenly, people started rewatching old interviews, jokes, and moments as if they were clues. The Diddy scandal isn't just about him. It's about how power, fame, and influence protect some celebrities while others take the heat. Ellen's low profile since her show ended, her overseas moves, and past controversies keep her name trending every time Hollywood drama breaks. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal battle rages on, with federal probes, raids, and civil lawsuits keeping his name in headlines. Brands quietly cut ties, friends distance themselves, and fans notice the silence. Joe Rogan keeps stirring the pot, saying what others won't. The question now, who's still protected and who isn't? That's the story the public won't stop following.